Hello and welcome back to another video. Now we've got a straightforward one today. I've recently been getting back into the 360 and I need a Player 2 controller, so I bought this on eBay for less than a tenner, listed as untested. Now I've done some brief testing of it and it works fine, other than the fact it is really scruffy. If you can see, chocolate, worn out analogue sticks, the lot. So it might just be a Player 2 controller, but I like it to be looking nice. Now back in the day I used to love modding these. I ain't done one for a while, and I mean my Player 1 controller is due some work doing, but it's got stick drift, so a bit more involved, if you can see that. So we're leaving that for another day. So yeah, I bought these. Some new analogue sticks, pink analogue sticks. Not the same pink obviously, but pink to make the boys wink. Along with some pink buttons. Like them. So it should be a pretty straightforward process. Now I was planning originally on using my cheap Amazon basic screwdriver, but the analogue sticks I ordered for my other controller came with a screwdriver, so it should be pretty straightforward. So it's a little hex bit with a hole in the middle, so it can't just be an old hex bit, it needs to have a hole in the middle. But I mean, most of the kits you buy come with these screwdrivers at 10 a penny. I think there's loads of stock left over from back in 360 days. I assume the factories have been long since shut down. It's just they made that many parts. At one point eBay were just flooded with them. So if we take the battery cover off, no, it's mismatched, but that's how it came. And from memory, there's one under here, and this is like a warranty void sticker. That's what it acts as. Obviously the warranty's long gone anyway. So once all these have been taken out, you just pop that through like that. All the same size screwdriver. So it's been years since I've been in one of these. And that's that. Just pull them apart. And there you are. So I just get rid of these two analog motors. They're the rumble motors. Pull them out. Lay them to one side in order they come out. And I'm pushing the Xbox button there. And that's the controller board, it's only little. Take that off. Now it's quite grubby, and while it's out I'm going to take the opportunity to get everything off it and give it a quick clean. But it looks of it, there's two little screws in there. I completely forgot that were a thing, if I ever knew that were a thing. So I'll get a screwdriver, and it looks like a Phillips head, so I'll get a screwdriver and get rid of them. So this is the smallest Phillips head I've got, if it'll focus on there at all. No, it's not focusing, but believe me, it's a tiny Phillips head. And that's just spinning. So I've just put a load of pressure on that, and it eventually did go. It felt like far more pressure than I need. Just get it really to grip in there. It looks to be two little clips there. You can see if I can get a good view of that. There's two little pins in there to push together. There we go, separated. Got the front, got the back, and I'm going to go give them a quick wash in sink. Right, so I'll just give that a quick wash. It's not perfect. In buttons you can still sort of see some sort of discoloration, but this is one of the original 360 controllers. They were like, I think these were one at first special editions, they came in blue or pink. So it is knocking on even for a 360 controller. So to start off with, I'm going to get this D-pad in place since that was so awkward last time. It looks like it doesn't do the same clipping thing the last one did. Would assume it either lives there. Ah, there. So if I flip that over, it's not too bad of a contrast. It looks a bit redder on camera than it is in real life, but still. If I get my trusty screwdriver, stick that on, stick it in a bit, do the same with that one. And now they're partially in. Do the same high pressure thing I did last time. The chances of these screws surviving another round is low. That's enough for me. It's dropping out just because there's no rubber pad behind it. The only thing I didn't get, what I wish I did, I didn't get a replacement for this. I have got some pink LEDs, but that's a job for another day. I'm going to try it on with my Player 1 controller first. See how good my soldering is. Got a new iron, so I should be a bit better than last time. Well, any of my other projects I've got on channel. So that's the A button. Is that in the right way? No. Ah. See, that's the A button what I've got. It's only short. That's the A button in this controller. I assume that they changed the design later on. The only thing I can say is that's a bit crap, but what can you do? When I get the other controller open, that is a slim Abra controller, so I'll see. I imagine though that they did do something like that, I won't be surprised. Guess I'm going to have to use the standard buttons. A bit better if I hold that in place. Yeah, that seems about right. So that's both rumble motors in place. The last awkward bit from memory is these triggers. See, I used to struggle putting these back apart when I was a kid, you know, thinking I were edgy modding them. It seemed too bad. I mean, I am an adult now and I've repaired far more complicated things since growing up. Looks like a hot pink disaster if you ask me, but that's what I'm going for. It's a shame about these buttons though. They do seem to have the same guides on them, they're just smaller. Who knows? Might be a redesign, or they might be for one. I don't know. They're definitely not for original Xbox, but they could be for one. Or even Series X now, Christ. It should be as simple as putting it back together and sticking batteries back in. I'm doing these screws in a completely random order. They're all the same size, so it doesn't really matter. There's no pressure points to worry about like you have from some stuff, you know, doing them in a 1, 2, 3, 4 pattern. It doesn't matter. Oh, that's brilliant. I've dropped a screw inside it. That can come out when I do LEDs. Oh no. Fair enough. It's really magnetised, I don't believe. No, I don't think. There we are. Back to usual. We'll give it a test anyway. So, here we are. My completed save of GTA 4 from back in day. All seems to be working, but I'm going to run through it and check. Yeah, so after all works fine. I mean, I expected it to. A pretty simple job it was. It's not a big job, I've done much better jobs on channel. If you want to see some more complicated mods. It was just a minor. I thought I might as well film it since every controller video for the 360 on YouTube is dog ancient. I did check up, these are for the Series X or S. I must have just messed up when ordering them. I probably will buy some equivalents, but it don't need to be a video about that. I might show it off when I finally get round to doing this. I've been putting this one off, even though that desperately needs doing. If you can see, it's missing a chunk off the analog stick. I don't even know how you do that. I bought it like this. It's a bit scratched up as well, but I won't be replacing the top because I want to do LEDs and also replace the analog stick because this one's stick drifting and I think this isn't far off it. It does seem to be heavily used. But yeah, hope you enjoyed the video. It was only a quickie. Check some of my other videos out if you want to see some more in-depth mods. I've never done out for Xbox before, but iPods, computers, stuff like that. Anyway, thanks for watching and I'll see you all later.